Hello. Hope you're having a wonderful winter, summer, wherever you are in the world. I'm personally in winter. and Today I want to talk about a very relevant um, topic, especially for young people, and that's the hookup culture and versus love. And I think love and hookup culture clash and they go against each other. And I know the media, and it's hard, like as a young adult or as a teenager or whatever age you are, it's very hard to not to view sex casually because we've just been like so indoctrinated by the media and by everything that casual sex is the way to grow up, to experiment, to have fun, to enjoy. Like sex is the having casual sex is like the way to live, to be young. And I think that's very unfortunate because as a culture we've lost the true meaning of what sexual relations are, and the true meaning is be to find connection with another human being and the human being that you love. And so I think it's very important, especially us like young people, and if like people who aren't married, because if you're married, obviously like be faithful to your wife or your husband. I think that part we still like look bad if people like are unfaithful, but I think it's very important, especially for us, to protect the true meaning of sex, to protect sex for what it really is. And it is such a beautiful thing that if we treat it casually, it loses that specialness. And the thing that happens with our culture, and it's very toxic with the hookup culture today, is that it uses people for sex. So sex is like this, it's the goal, is like the something in my hand, I don't know what it is. So sex is here and then the person is here, and so then you have sex, the almighty powerful god or whatever, and then the person is a way or a means or an object. That's what it means to objectify a person, for you to have pleasure and fun and that whatever. So the goal is for you to enjoy sex, and the person just becomes a means. But people should never mean a means or a tool, an object for anything. For example, if you have like a friend and it's really rich and you're like, oh, she's my friend because I want to get into all like the cool nightclubs and all the parties, like people would think you're a horrible person, right? Like I don't think that's not very nice. Like that means you're using that person as a means for something else, right? Or you have like, I don't know, like a smart friend who's like helps you with your science homework, and like you don't really like him but he's like really smart, so you always ask him for help for science, so you're his friend only because he helps you get good grades. So then you're using that person as a means to get good grades, and people should never be a means. People are more important than that. Then people have intrinsic value. That means you should always love people for who they are and not for what they can give you. And it's the same thing applies to sex. People should never be a means through which you enjoy sex, but should be the other way around. Sex should be a way through which you get to know and love and connect with that person. And unfortunately, our culture has gotten to that point that we don't use people, like we frown upon people who oh, that girl isn't nice because she just wants to have friends, because she wants to get into all the clubs. We don't look at it as good, but we do celebrate when people use each other for casual sex. And I think that diminishes and destroys sexual relations. It's such a beautiful thing to connect and love, to connect with somebody that you love. And I think it's important just to remember that's what it's meant to be. It's meant to be, sex is beautiful, and it's beautiful and enjoyable and pleasurable because it's meant to bring you closer to a person that you love. And I think that especially for us, for young people, I think that it's very important to remind our culture, remind ourselves that sex should never be casual, that it should be, I'm not saying that you have to wait till marriage, but the longer you wait in a relationship to have it, the better, because in that way you really get to know that person and you get to love that person, and then you can actually feel that connection. And I think also, it's a very unfortunate what happens is that in today's culture we fail to connect with other peoples, because even if we're very successful or we have all the money that we want, for example, look at Lady D. She had like two beautiful kids. She had all the money she could want. She had power. She had position. She was helping people. She had like a job that was like very inspiring, but she was very unhappy because in the end, all of us, the richest man in the world, the most beautiful man or the most beautiful person inside and out. I think we all need that, or most of us. Like I guess Mother Teresa didn't, but most of us do. I think we all want a lifelong person to share the little things and to share our accomplishments and, to cheer us on when things go tough and things like that. And part of sex is to help us connect with that lifelong partner. And if we fail to protect the true meaning of sex in our culture, then we lose that way, that means to connect to the person that we love. And I think that's a lot of the reason why people are so lonely today, even if they have relationships, or why so many people haven't found the person, or there's so many divorces and so many that is that we can't connect to our lifelong partner because we have been taught and we don't recognize the true meaning of what sex can give us. And it's just sex that's been reduced to just fun, toys, games, and pleasure. And it shouldn't be that way. And that's why I decided to talk about this too. Hopefully, to make you think a little bit about the decisions, that you make. And just remember that vote love. And hope you have a good day. Bye.